similar to what they did yesterday against Rogue, and it would be a way to deal with the Black Panther. Instead, they're going to go with the Lyra. Tasty just mentioned it. Similar draft to what Nova had last game. The exact same picks actually so far. So it's just the durability that you have with a frontline Rhyme, and then with the sustain that Lyra provides is so strong.
We go though. We've got Starboy,
the Nova Special.
Yeah, the Nova Special, as it were. We've got Starboy on that Catherine, Lone Delphi on the Batiste alongside this Black Feather. This is a composition we've seen work 1,000 times before.
Yeah, and it's worked so well for Nova in the past. They're the team that really kind of brought this Batiste into the meta when he was released. They were the first team to really start picking him up constantly, using the Echo on the Batiste. But it is going to be a Rona for Cloud9. This is a fairly gutsy call, it feels like, from Cloud9. Maybe trying to really send a message to the rest of North America and even the rest of the world by running this double melee, double bruiser composition into a Batiste, which has generally been one of the ways to deal with the melee bruisers.
I mean, I like the Batiste against the triple melee or the double melee at least, if you have a very strong range carry to protect, but Nova does not have a strong range carry to protect. Instead, they have a Black Feather. So even if Batiste does a good job, Black Feather still is going to be in the melee range of Rhyme and of Rona, which in that melee range, they're so strong.
Yeah, and especially that Rona. We've seen that classically be the counterpick to this Black Feather. And looking towards the laning phase, you'd expect that Cloud9 have a significant advantage based on that pick.
Yeah, just looking at it on paper, the draft on paper, each matchup should be a winning matchup for the side of Cloud9, and there's a very good chance that they just kind of do exactly what they did in game number 1, get control early and just never let up.
Yeah, I mean, they should be able to pressure very strongly in the early game and mid game, Rhyme versus Batiste and Rona versus Black Feather, and then later on in team fights, they just have to block some of the CC that's coming out from Catherine and Batiste so that Rona is not completely locked down. As long as they do that, they should be able to close out this series very convincingly.
It would be an incredibly convincing series if Cloud9 can do anything close to what they did in game 1 of this one. Let us know who you are supporting. Do you want Nova to pull out a comeback here alongside Starboy? Hashtag Vainglory8, let us know. Or do you want Cloud9 to take this one 2-0? It's time to pass it over to our casters, Medic and Denominator. Find out.
Thank you very much, Muntz. We are going to crack on with this series. Nova here bringing in the Batiste, as they are well known to do. But C9 looks so strong in game 1, Denominator. I can't really look past them when I think about the winners of this second game of the series.
Yeah, you definitely can't. And we gotta give a shout out to the guys over at production, always making us laugh. So it helps us get into the game with
they do are so weird. Like it's just like, oh, Jaws was casting earlier, so there's some blood in the water. We need a medic. Take it away. It's like, great, thank you.
Cloud9 started off early with a rotation down there to the Elder Treant, and gold is going to go over to Joseph. So we talked about, well, they talked about it on the desk, that the win percentage of this Rhyme is just so high. And didn't see it come through last game, but I think Cloud9 are going to be trying to teach us how this Rhyme is meant to be played in 2.9 this game round. And when paired with the Rona and the Lyra, there's so much sustainability on this team that I think it's going to make it very difficult for Truth and Delphi to get the damage down they want if they don't get an edge early and get this Batiste online as soon as possible.
Yeah, the heal, the tankiness, the dive potential coming out with the Lyra there as well. It's just absolutely devastating from C9. If this composition comes online, you've got Valkyrie and Red Mist, you've got Arcane Passage to get you in the backline, you've got the Bright Bulwark to stop Nova getting away. It is absolutely disgusting, but Nova always have the chance to disengage. You know, they've got the CC, they can lock up the Rona, they've got the Fearsome Shade as well from Batiste, so they can disengage. It's just whether or not C9 will be too in their face for them to do anything about it.
Looks like Nova might be looking for a steal here, but all of Cloud9 is down here. Delphi taking damage.
Yeah, he'll be able to get away. The Elder Treant does go down. Joseph was the one to secure that, and that's all C9 really wanted there. They just wanted to be able to take a Treant for themselves. What Truth has done here is pretty good, though. Gets into the backs, takes away the Treant, looking to take away these mini backs as well. But Joseph is having none of that, says, excuse me, it's my jungle. I think Truth got one of those alongside the Treant. He's now going to pop his boots to try and get away, but Joseph is on the chase. Truth starts up the healer in the mid, and actually will be able to get away towards the lane here.
Yeah, so no kills on the board yet. Obviously, we've seen Starboy dropped very low, but Cloud9 being aggressive again, just like last game, trying to take that edge early as Joseph's now coming up, and this is possibly going to be a chance now for something.
I think the issue for Cloud9 is here, unless they get some kills, they really can't pressure the turret. You know, you've got a Rona and a Rhyme to try and do it, and 2 melee heroes into turret push isn't the best. You know, we saw Saw earlier in EU have a devastating 3 turret push, but you're not going to get that out of a Rona and a Rhyme unless you've managed to take down some of the enemy team at least.
Yeah, and this game is going to come down to realistically what Starboy can do to try to keep Old School under wraps. Obviously, the red mist from Rona, building up that fortified health, building up those breaking point stacks onto the short range that Nova also had, is something that Starboy needs to keep under control. You have a very reliable stun in that Merciless Pursuit where you can cancel that ability out, but you also need to make sure you do it where it's not so televised, where Old School is going to have the chance to use a reflex block, and that'll, you know, really shut down some of the damage that Cloud9 is able to put out. And, you know, Gabe Vizzle here on this Lyra, he's going to try to have to do his best of keeping Truth under wraps as well. It's really coming down to the captains in this particular matchup, because that Bright Bulwark can prevent some of that movement that Blackfeather has so freely in these fights.
Definitely can. Truth's gone Serpent's Mask here. It is going to be the weapon power Blackfeather. We've been seeing a bit more crystal power than weapon power across the last couple of days, but Truth showing us that Blackfeather is still incredibly versatile on 2.9.1. Probably the hero of the patch, in my opinion. Has to be played or picked in every single game. Too strong to be left out of a draft.
I might argue that a little bit just because of how well Rona trades into Blackfeather, but even in those matchups, sometimes Blackfeather is able to find the edge, specifically if they're able to take a advantage early. So far, nobody really getting a huge gain, but it's Cloud9 right now. They are up 1,000 gold. They are rotating into the lane as frequently as possible, looking for some sort of lane pressure, but they haven't been able to find it yet.
And all of these prolonged trades just allow Starboy to stack up that heroic perk as well, sitting at 12 stacks at the moment. That pretty devastating for him. Actually gets another one there. 12 plus 1 is 13. That's some quick maths for you guys as he goes in with the Merciless Pursuit once again. But Cloud9 just continually harassing in the lane, getting 3 members up here very often. And Lone Delphi, only level 5, doesn't have that Fearsome Shade yet, so we'll have to back away and try and get some experience, because otherwise they're fighting into extra ultimates on the side of Cloud9.
Yeah, absolutely, and we know what a devastating effect that Valkyrie can have if you're able to stun up multiple targets with it. It's going to be, you know, again, the captains in these particular matchups against these heroes are so incredibly important for shutting the enemies down. Gabe Vizzle, obviously, he has a lot to worry about as far as what he has to block. You know, we're probably going to have a double Blast Tremor and at least one Fearsome Shade coming out of Lone Delphi. But Truth, can you find this kill? You can't.
Not quite yet. Does land that final on point, though, and Gabriel's was coming in. Truth going all the way in deep. The Fountain comes out. There's the Bright Bulwark as well to try and lock up Nova underneath this turret. The flank is coming out from Joseph as well. He has the Valkyrie. He's looking for Nova. Here it comes. Straight onto the face of Truth. The red mist from Old School as Nova retreat down towards the one side. A great Fearsome Shade knocks Old School back. He jumps away out of the fray with that into the fray, and now they're going to chase on towards Starboy. The Winter Spire is coming down. Starboy the first to fall. First blood to C9 is that he's in for just a little bit more, but Truth is very healthy here. A good Ordain from Delphi will lock up Joseph. Truth going in. There's the bad mojo. Joseph pops his healing flask, and now Truth is on the wrong side of this fight, but does have a Rose offensive up right now to try and get himself away. Old School is chasing onto Delphi, but can't quite land that final red mist. And if we jump back to Joseph fighting off against Truth, there's the Rose offensive used to try and get back towards the lane, but the flank is on here for C9 if they can get in there. It looks like Truth will be able to get back towards the turret. I don't think Gabe Vizzle's going to be here in time, and doesn't even have the passage to chase on towards that Blackfeather.
That was a crazy engagement there. As you mentioned, Cloud9 were able to pick up the first blood. It was Gabe Vizzle with that Principal Arcanum. Cloud9 looking to get some aggression here on the turret, but this could be a little bit risky.
And just ever so slightly here. It's odd to see a game get to 7 minutes with so few kills, but still have a substantial gold lead for C9 here. They're 1,000 gold ahead, only 7 minutes in. Just because they are playing the map a little bit better. You know, Joseph has almost twice the farm of Lone Delphi at the moment as well, but Truth has done a good job of being ahead of Old School in the lane as well.
But Truth is not
yeah,
looking too good right now.
Solo. That's not where you want to be. He gets taken out by Gabe Vizzle. Just caught out by Joseph in the jungle, and this Rhyme showing us why it has such a high win percentage here in NA.
Gabe Vizzle, the hyper carry that Cloud9 need right now. Ooh, Delphi.
Yeah, Fearsome Shade from Delphi will knock them away. There's the Bright Bulwark trying to lock in Starboy. Arcane Passage comes out as well, and Starboy will fall. 3-0 to C9, and this game is looking very reminiscent of Game 1.
Gabe Vizzle picking up the 3rd kill for his team as well. Joseph 3 assists. Old School sitting on 2. But yeah, I mean, it really comes down to the fact that Cloud9 have just been able to outplay Nova at almost every single turn. The only kill Nova almost really got was on Old School in the lane. With the red mist and the healing flask, he was able to get out safely, trading out a lot of damage with Truth here. Be interesting to see if one of them goes down. There's the healing onto Old School.
Yeah, Truth should be the one to fall here, trying to dodge around. Rose Offensive coming back up, but he's stuck in the Bright Bulwark, and the Winter Spire comes from I Love Joseph in from the side. 2,000 gold lead now for C9, and Nova are looking absolutely devastated by this Cloud9 roster.
Yeah, they definitely have been, and this should be a turret going over to Cloud9 at this point, and they're going to extend their lead. They're able to get a pick here and there consistently when they rotate together as a team. They're never too far apart. They're able to collapse onto Truth once again to find a kill. They find a turret off of that advantage, and now they might be looking to find another one if they can catch out Starboy.
Looking for the chase. There's the Bright Bulwark comes out of good. Fearsome Shade that will knock them back, and already they have got 1 kill. C9 and Old School just absolutely devastating this Nova roster. They're going to get the chase out with the red mist as well. Eventually Starboy will fall to Old School here. It's going to be 6-0 in favor of C9. Truth tries to jump onto Gabe Vizzle, but Joseph's just around the corner with the Winter Spire. On point gives Truth a little bit of a shield, but I think Joseph will be able to get... Actually, Winter Spire's in entirely the wrong direction. Oh dear, that must have been a misclick, because Joseph did not mean that Winter Spire to go over there.
Now, he probably had it queued up and then realized I'm getting a little far under this turret. I need to chill, but Delphi, can you find a kill here on Joseph? You cannot. Gabe Vizzle, the legend.
Just he keeps his team so safe. You know, he's always there, he's always ready. And actually, Old School dived underneath the turret to get the kill there on towards Truth. Now he's going to try and get himself away. Should be able to escape. Gabe Vizzle once again comes in. Imperial Sidra's down and heals up his Lano once more. C9, 7 kills to 0 up. Looking absolutely dominating here. Delphi's going to try and do something about this. Fearsome Shade is back up. There's the Ordained as well. Good block. They're going to jump into Delphi. There's the knockback with the Shade. And they'll just turn straight back towards the gold miner.
Yeah, but that's another objective now going over to Cloud9, extending their lead to 5,000 here in just 10 minutes. So they are comfortably ahead as this Rona has had such a good and easy time getting into these fights and really pushing her ability to sustain. And Truth has dedicated a lot of these fights on Rona because, I mean, really, who's easier to kill, the Rona or the Rhyme? I mean, you know, they're both going to get fortified health. Obviously, the Eve of Harvest on Joseph and the Serpent's Mask on Old School going to help them sustain in the fights as well. And no Poison Shift coming out of Truth. And again, there's a lot of fortified health here, and also the healing coming out of Gabe Vizzle. So those are kind of key things that we need to make note here of the builds. And, you know, it's such a hard choice to make when you're this Blackfeather. You know, obviously you get more healing out of the Serpent's Mask, but the healing is not getting him the shutdown that he needs.
Gabe Vizzle going in by himself on towards Truth there. It's actually Joseph and Gabe Vizzle in a 2v3. No wave gone used on towards the Catherine. Here comes Joseph once again from the bottom side of this fight, and now they're going for the all-in engage. Fearsome Shade will knock them both back. A good blast tremor as well with the silence as Nova run back towards their base. Gabe Vizzle looking to try and flank them out. Old School spins up with the red mist onto Delphi, but the heals are enough at the moment. Nova still on the back foot here. So much damage coming onto that Blackfeather, who has to use the most offensive away. C9 force Nova out of the fight. Don't get a kill, but definitely trade effectively into this Nova 3-man squad. I'm going to push towards the turret as well, and Nova continually stepping forward, but straight into the face of red mist. Fearsome Shade will fear away all 3 members of C9, but another no wave gone on towards Starboy. Locks him up for the time being.
Yeah, Cloud9 quite healthy right now, but they do have to be cautious. Gabe Vizzle is quite low on energy, So that is, could potentially be a risky situation as Joseph is getting dove on, but Imperial Sigil obviously going to top him up. And now Nova in a 2v3 should just back off. They really just need to turtle up and try to get some farm onto Delphi and Truth so that they can get a little bit further in their builds and maybe have a chance at stopping this Cloud9 lineup, which it hasn't looked good for them so far. This game, as you mentioned, very reminiscent of Game 1, where every step of the way it was Cloud9 finding a way to outplay Nova. And, we're in that situation again, so Nova literally just need to stay out of any fight they can. They need to keep their turret up. If you have to give up a gold mine so that you don't get aced, then give up that gold mine. Otherwise, Cloud9 are just going to take all the more out of your lane. As we're here right now. This gold mine's getting started up, and Nova are looking to come down and contest it. And I don't think they have the tools to fight right now.
And they do have all of their ultimates, so if they can get a good engage off, maybe they can fight. But the engage comes out from C9. The Fearsome Shade knocks 2 members of C9 back. There's the blast tremor as well. Vainglory going to do a lot of damage here from Joseph as they chase on towards Nova. That gold mine is still helping out Nova for the time being. They're going to try and jump away and steal this. Cloud9 have a track record of having these gold miners stolen away from them in the last couple of games, but it hasn't stopped them winning out. Old School once again jumps into the mist of Nova with the gold mines so low. Cloud9 want to focus that one first. They get it, and now will they turn on to the rest of Nova? No arcane passage up for the next 17 seconds, but here goes Old School, stunned up straight away. The Ordain comes out, good Fearsome Shade. Again, a stun onto Old School, but C9 just unrelenting in their pressure, continue to chase into the midst of Starboy and of Nova. And Silence comes out, and Starboy will be the first to fall. They'll turn towards the Crystal Sentry as well. Old School jumps in. The red mist goes scrap across the members of Nova, but unable to take them down. They'll instead settle for the Crystal Sentry.
Crystal Sentry defeated.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, they just, even with all of their ultimates available, it's been Nova on the run away from this Cloud9 lineup. Cloud9 now turning their attention onto the turret. They should easily be able to take it. And we really need to see that Echo come online for Starboy or Delphi. They need to have some way to lock down the members of Cloud9 long enough for Truth to build up this breaking point. Because when it comes to Old School and Truth building up those breaking point stacks, 9 times out of 10, it's going to just go to Old School just due to the fact that Rona is such a better duelist and can also put out that AoE with the red mist and build up those stacks. As Nova are now looking for the turret, but Cloud9 are coming.
They are. Turret will go down, but Cloud9 aren't willing to give up any objectives without a chase. They're going to get right on towards Starboy, and he has gone down 9 kills to 0. No perfect game for C9, but they'll be very happy getting that kill. The Fearsome Shade comes out as well, just to force Cloud9 back, but they were already retreating towards this Kraken, and I don't think Nova really have an answer for this Kraken from C9.
I definitely don't, and it's another situation where Nova have just stuck out a little bit too far and aren't able to get away. With Starboy down, there's no way for Truth or Delphi to come in here and try to get this Kraken, so they just give it over to Cloud9. Starboy will be up for the next engagement, and he has the Echo, and this is where Nova actually now have a chance to pick a fight. Now that they have this Echo online, they'll have that extra silence that can come through, and when paired with the Fearsome Shade, something is going to hit. I mean, it's just, you're gonna get one of those abilities to land, and they're so devastating in a fight. So Nova, they can look to turn their aggression if Starboy can time out a good silence here, but if Cloud9 just make a heavy engagement and take him down with that null wave onto him, then it's going to be lights out for Nova. Here we go.
That's the blast tremor. That was blocked out. Look at the chase as Truth dives into the backline. Fearsome Shade blocked by 1 as C9 are going to turn this fight around on towards Truth. Starboy healing himself up. Doesn't have the ultimate available as the arcane passage comes in, and C9 just diving incredibly deep here. The Kraken gets the turret. They're going to go on to lone. Delphi can't quite take him out as Old School will just chase him down. Eventually, Old School should be able to score this kill. He gets it. Off towards the other side, Truth is chased onto Gabe. Bizzle jumps in with the Pain of Heart and gets himself the first kill of the game for Nova. Old School and Joseph should be able to chase out Truth here. The Winter Spires not connecting, but it's enough damage to get the final kill, and now it's only Starboy up against Joseph and Old School, who can just go for the turret push and the win here. Starboy will back away. 56 stacks on him, but doesn't matter how many stacks you have, you're not going to be able to shut down Joseph and Old School when they want a crystal. It's going to be 2-0, and C9 go through to the finals.
Yeah, Cloud9 stepping their game up this week. They hadn't looked really that great in the past couple weeks, but proving right now they still can compete here at the top. And they take down Nova in a fairly clean 2-0. And it's kind of nice sitting here looking at the chat on your scrap.
You shouldn't be reading Twitch chat while you're casting, man.
The game's over.
I saw Starboy in Twitch chat at one point, so it's probably not the best in the world. But good play from C9 as they go through to the finals. Next series, though, TSM up against